Hey guys, thanks for being on our Fit Team Inside Out call tonight. And tonight we have an awesome speaker, Michelle Perkins. And so I'm not even going to do any announcements tonight besides let's rock September. September has been kind of yucky for a lot of us, so let's push really hard to hit our goals and help 5 or more people. So Michelle has been a coach since July of 2014, so just 2 years really. She's a diamond coach. She is a mom of 4 little kids. She is a Success Club 10 All-Star. So for those of you who don't know what that means she has gotten Success Club 10, which is helping 5 or more people for 12 months in a row or longer. She's a certified personal trainer. So I love this because I have talked to a lot of trainers and people who go to the gym or work at the gym, and they think this is not for them because they already do this. But this gives them such a bigger outreach that they just don't know about. So it's really helpful to talk to trainers if you come across them. She's also a certified PiYo live instructor. If you've ever done PiYo, our workout, it is really good. I did that last year. It's awesome. And her husband is deployed a lot, so she kind of runs everything by herself. And she works this full time too. So I'm going to turn it over to her. She's going to show us and tell us about her tips on how she runs this business.
Hey guys, so like she said, I'm Michelle Perkins, and yes, life is crazy busy for me. Desiree, thank you so much for inviting me to speak on your call. I'm totally honored to be here and to be talking to you guys tonight. I want to tell you a little bit about me so you kind of understand who I am and kind of my background. Like she said, I started in July of 2014, but I didn't start right away. I started because my husband was laid off. And, you know, looking for a second income was kind of on the forefront of my mind, but I still wasn't ready. So I signed up. I was one of those coaches who spent $40. I did not even, Demetria is my coach. She's on the call as well. So I spent $40. I didn't get Shakeology. I didn't get a program, although I was a body pump instructor. So at that time we had Les Mills Pump, and that's kind of what I was basing my business on. So it is hard to talk to personal trainers about this business because they do think that they're above it. But really at the end of the day, you guys, we're all here to encourage and inspire people. And this is a way better platform. I'm just going to tell you, gyms, they don't pay well. So, you know, when you see someone teaching classes, they're getting paid like 15, maybe 20 bucks an hour. And you're teaching a couple classes, maybe a day, maybe a week. Like it's just not enough. But also, so I didn't start right away. It took me a little while, and Pump went on sale, and I freaking rocked it. I don't know what I was doing or how I was doing. I didn't even know what an SE point was, and Demetria's like, oh my gosh, you're at SE 26. Like, what the heck? And I'm like, what's SE? I have no idea. But I just kind of ran with it, and I honestly didn't even like Shakeology when I first started. Don't tell on me. Don't tell Darylene, please. But it's true, and because, you know, I had the mind frame that shakes were all a scam, and it was just full of crap, and I just wasn't into it. I didn't believe that a shake can make you lose weight. And so my view of Shakeology has completely changed. I view it as a wellness shake, not a weight loss shake, which I think most of you do as well. It's a way to get your vitamins and nutrients into your body, help your body function optimally, and help you function optimally and reach your goals that way. Okay. So from there, I finally got started. So I was like October, November into my business. I started hitting Success Club, and I was like, oh, I did it last month and I did it this month. I think I have to do it again. And so it was kind of one of those things that just kind of compounded for me. And so with this, I have 4 children, like she mentioned. So they're ages 2 all the way up to 11. And my husband is gone for 3 months at a time. He works overseas, so he's gone for 3 months, and he's home for a month. So it is a one-woman show, all the household duties, everything is all on me. I work from sun up to sundown. There's always someone who needs me. If it's water, a drink of water in the middle of the night, that's me. That's this girl. So I kind of want to tell you about how I do it and why I do it. So the first thing is you have to know what your why is, right? If you don't have a why, you're going to hit a tough time and you're not going to move on. You're going to get stuck and you're like, oh my gosh, customer service was so rude. I didn't get my shipment. They messed it up. Oh my gosh, I'm going to quit. You know, you can't have that mentality. You know, you got to be like, okay, I had to wait on the hold for 30 minutes with customer service, but you know what? I really want this business. I know that it can provide for my future and it can be an amazing opportunity for me. So I'm going to suck it up and I'm just going to do it, right? So you can do any what in the world, anything in the world, as long as your why is strong enough. So I want to ask you, what is your why? Why are you here? Why did you say yes to this opportunity? We all have different reasons. We want to help people, yes. But at the end of the day, there's something more. What can you gain from this opportunity? For me, it's my husband being home. My husband makes a great income overseas, but he's gone for 3 months at a time. That leaves me alone for birthdays, alone for holidays, alone for field trips at school, alone for everything. You know, we have the mentality, we work hard, we play hard, but we're still missing those times, you know, and we are best friends, we have a strong relationship, but we're missing out on that. And that is my why. You know, I had to take myself out of the picture and out of doing the business for me and realize that I'm doing it for my kids so they don't have to say goodbye to their dad anymore. And doing it for, you know, for my family. So it's not for me anymore. This is for my family. So I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, I don't want them to have to say goodbye to their dad for the next 5 years, you know, over and over and over again, because that's freaking hard. You know, is this business hard? Absolutely. But also saying goodbye to their dad every single, you know, I don't know, however often. So he's home for 30 days and they have to say bye to him again. You know, that is hard. So my why for me and my business is to get my husband home so we can work this business together and we can be a full-time family. That's really our goal at the end of the day. And that's what keeps me going. So if you don't have that why or that reason that you want to do this business, I encourage you to find it. Think about it tonight. Go to bed thinking about it tonight and write it down. Put it on your mirror so you can see it every time you brush your teeth, because you have to keep it in the forefront of your mind, because out of sight, out of mind. If you're not thinking about your why, forget it, right? It's going to go out the window. So we can end the call right after this. Priority. Your business, for real, has to be a priority, okay? Just like when we're selling challenge packs and we're trying to fill our challenge groups. You know, someone's like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I don't want to spend $140 right now. Like, it's, you know, I have this goal, I want to lose 50 pounds, but I don't want to spend the money. And then 2 weeks down the road, they're getting a tattoo. It's a priority. Their health is not a priority at that moment. So this business has to be a priority for you, and treating it like a business. You know, if you were to go open up a brick and mortar business, you're going to spend a lot more than $40 or $140. And you're going to show up every single day. You're going to turn the lights on. You're going to open up your door and you're going to say, hey, I'm open for business. And that's what we do. But we do it on Facebook. We do it on social media. So you got to show up and you got to be consistent, right? So being consistent is super important, because if you're not showing up and you're not showing that you're in the game, someone's going to go to another coach, someone that they know is going to stay in the business and be around to help them and support them. And you want people to come to you. So if you are falling off every weekend or every other week or every 2 months, people aren't going to have that trust in you. You know, we're not perfect, and I understand that. But you want people to be able to trust you and know that you're human. So we do make mistakes. We do go have cheesecake and cupcakes and things like that. So we're not perfect. But you want to show up all the time so people can trust you, and that means that they want to join you, right? So SC Club. Non-negotiable. For me and my business, it's non-negotiable. Once I started hitting it, I was like, I have to do it again. I have to do it again. I have to do it again. Like, it's, for me, SC10, non-negotiable. September, been a tough month. I've talked to my coach, Dimitri, a lot about it. It's been tough. Finally on the board with some SC points for today. And she's like, Michelle, I'm not worried about you. You're going to be fine. You hit it no matter what, every single time, you know? And what happens when it's halfway through the month and I'm not there yet? I'm like, I need to bust my butt. It's time to get, you know, it's time to work harder. It's time to work more. Even if I've been sending 20 invites a day, it's time to bump it up. You know, I got to increase that action to hit my goals of what I want to do. I'm so close to success. Oh, what was it? All-Star Legend. I'm like, I can't let it go now. So that's why I'm all stressed out about, you know, I got to get my SC10. So I will be there, SC10. So I hope you guys want to join me with that. But I'm going to show you or tell you some steps on how I reach Success Club and how I make it all happen. Because we can't just focus on Success Club, because that stresses us out, like I was talking about, right? Focus on the activity and trust the process. top coaches, the only difference between us and them, they've been in longer, right? It's the amount of time. If you're doing the work every single day, it's gonna happen, okay? But you gotta show up. You gotta be consistent every single day, right? You treat this business like a hobby, you're gonna get paid like a hobby. If you want to treat it like a business, you're gonna get paid like a business. So here we go, ready? So number one, I want you to write this down, power hour. I want you to set a power hour for real, not just say, oh yeah, that was great idea, power hour, I'm gonna write it down. I want you to really do it. Set aside some time. I've been waking up at 5:15 in the morning before my kids get up and get ready for school. So I do it at 5:15 and I'll get up and I'll do some of my power hour. Then sometimes my little one feels me out of the bed, so he comes over to me and sometimes I get distracted, but I'm always gonna get that hour in somewhere in my day. You know, even if you can't commit an hour, that's okay. I want you to do at least 30 minutes, you know, or at least, this goes into number 2. You're gonna write this one down, ready? Make a list for your power hour, okay? I can't tell you how many times I sat down to do my power hour and I'm like, ooh, what am I gonna do? Okay, let me scroll Facebook. Hour goes by and I did nothing. Who's done this? Come on, It's happened, you know, we do that. We get lost on social media and we get sucked into what everybody else is doing. So I want you to have a list of the activities that you want to do. And lucky for you, I'm going to give you some lists. Ready? So if you want to write this down, you can. Just for something to keep you on track. You want to invite people to join you. Okay? So whether it's a free group, whether it's a paid group, whatever you want to invite them to. Come over to your house for a fit club, whatever it might be. Invite, okay? We post on social media a lot, but, you know, sometimes people don't see that. Sometimes, you know, our news feeds are so cluttered with everything that people might not be seeing what you're putting out there. So you have to go out and you have to reach out individually behind the scenes and invite people to join you. You can do text, you can do Facebook message, email, whatever it might be. I've also added in MailChimp. So I've put in all my past customers into there so I can send out one big campaign or one big email at one time and send them reminders of, hey, I have this free group coming up. Would you like to join? Or I have this group coming up so that I can hit more people with less effort. I'm all about that. So add friends. You want to add friends so you can expand your network. Those are my kids. Can you hear them? So you want to expand your network. You don't want to always be talking to the same people, right? They're going to get bored or they're going to tune us out eventually, right? So you want to be expanding your network so you have new people that you can work with. Yes? Sorry. Okay, tell Savannah. See, my husband's overseas, my oldest is babysitting, and my 2-year-old's playing with the trash can. It's brand new. It's a little sensitive thing. Anyway, okay, back. Add friends. You want to expand your network. You want to always be building relationships. So you want to be genuine with people, and not every person you meet, oh my gosh, buy Beachbody. But you want to build those relationships. So when people are like, oh, what do you do? They have a genuine interest in it, and they look at you for advice. Personal development should be on your list too, at least 10 to 15 minutes a day. I know it's the biggest one that we can be like, oh, I'll do it later. Here come my kids. Oh. Personal development, it's one of those things that we can, yeah, sorry, he's gonna pull up. This is how we roll in my house. You just made me lose my train of thought here. Personal development, yes. So it's super important, and it's the biggest thing that we can push off to, oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. I was reading the 10X rule. I have the book, but it was, here, babe. I was having a hard time like sitting down and reading it. So I talked to Dimitri a bit, and we talked about getting the Audible. Sorry, guys. So I got the Audible. So now I can listen when I take the kids to school, when I come home from school, as I'm commuting. Then I can listen to it and process it. Are we done? I think we're good. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so Audible, listening to it. You can also do free YouTube videos, so you don't have to buy anything. I do use audible.com, and that's where I got my 10X rule, and it actually allowed me to give out a free version to other people. So I sent that to my team. So it was a really cool thing. Your workout, Shakeology, and posts. be intentional with your posts. You know, I'm talking to myself here because it's something that I've really been working on lately. I'm trying to be intentional on when I post and how I post and what I'm posting about. So every Tuesday, before and after, is a Transformation Tuesday. Every Thursday, Throwback Thursday. Friday, Flex Friday. We got to do these things over and over again because people need to see repetition in our posts. That's what makes them feel comfortable with us, and it shows that we're being consistent as well. So make sure you're always doing those on those days. Super, super important. So number 3, commit to being consistent and doing these activities daily. Yes, I know it's daily sounds like crazy, but when you're doing these things every single day, that's what's going to get the compound effect. That's what's going to build your momentum and keep your business going. Okay, when you stop or you have a lull, you'll notice that, you know, later on in your business. So like right now, September, we're inviting. You're not only inviting just for September's groups right now. You're also inviting, you know, for October, not specifically, but when people say no or now it's not a good time, you can follow up with them in October, and you never know when they're going to come back to you. So you have to keep reaching out. Even if you hit Success Club 10 already or Success Club 5, you still want to be reaching out and inviting people at least to join your coaching open house, or maybe your next free group or whatever it has to be. All right. And that brings me to also, if you are running your business, if you are legit running business, you need to be running at least one group a month. That's what's going to help you push for those Success Club points. If you're not running a group, what are you doing? Right? We're here to coach. We're here to help people. So you gotta plan that group, invite people to it, and push. Because with Success Club, I'm telling you, that's how I've grown my business. It's just Success Club 10 every single month, being consistent. Now I'm at the point where I want to take it up to the next level. And so now I'm pushing even harder, and I'm doing more activity instead of the original, you know, maybe 3 invites that we start off with in the beginning. So if you're newer to this, start with 3 invites a day, adding 3 new friends. Those are simple things that you can add in. You can do it super quick. Sometimes I do a lot of cold invites. I don't know if a lot of coaches do. I do a lot. So you can copy and paste. So pick some people. Don't discriminate in your friends list, because you never know who wants to join you, and go through, just send the messages. Just send them out. When I track, I've been tracking pen and paper. I'm trying to find a better system for that. But at least be tracking so you know who you can go back and follow up with. That's been one of the things that I've been lacking in my own personal business, is just that follow-up and the tracking. So really working hard on that. And my last one, number 4, you just got to freaking do it. That's it. If you signed up and you see the vision, the opportunity is amazing here. I mean, look at Christina Delgado. Look at Becky Prosette. Look at Danielle McKean. The only difference is that they've been doing this longer and they've stayed consistent. They're special, but they're no one special. You know what I mean? We can all have the same things, but it's just up to you if you're willing to put in that fight. So are you willing to put in that fight and make that time in your schedule? Because let's face it, do you think I'm busy? I am so freaking busy. You're busy. Everybody in life is busy, but we spend the time on what's important to us. So you have to make this business important to you. You have to believe in it. You have to believe in the products. You have to believe in what you're doing, okay? And we don't all have to be the same cookie cutter coach. There's certain things that, you know, you might like that makes you stand out from somebody else. Go on your strengths. Go on things that you love, because you want to attract your tribe. You want to attract people who are like you, who like the same things. So you have that common bond and that common friendship, and you guys enjoy working together. You know, so just sacrifice. Number 1, I think I saw Demetria just post that. Sacrifice is super important. And not that you have to sacrifice forever, because look at Christina Delgado and Becky Prosette. They're living it up. You know, they're still working hard, you know, but their sacrifice has paid off. And that can be true for each and every one of us on this call today. Every single one of us. So the way I do it, I suck it up. No excuses. I just get it done. Am I perfect all the time? Absolutely not. But my heart is in it, and I have the determination that I'm going to do it no matter what. So I don't know if I told you, but my team's name is Do It Nation. And it's because we just freaking do it, right? You know, have you heard of, I think it's Art Williams, a Do It speech. I'll have to post that in the call page for you guys. It is like one of our mine and my husband's favorite quotes. And we chat on the phone all the time, even though he's gone, which sometimes that gets in the way of my business, you guys, because we'll sit there and chat. I'm like, I could be doing personal development right now. But I love talking to him. He's my best friend. So I have to, make that time for him. But one of our favorite things, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. And he's like, babe, you really got to do it. So if you've ever heard that speech, you'll understand. But I'm going to post that in the thing so you guys can all listen to it. But it is amazing. But I think that's all I have for you guys. Do you want to open it up for questions, Desiree? Yeah. I talk really fast too, sorry.
You are a super fast talker. Yeah, I want to open it up. We can do like 10 minutes of Q&A if we've got that many questions. So I wrote down, I've got my list of notes. You're awesome. You're so awesome. The biggest thing I heard in all of that over and over is show up. Consistency, time, and I say this to my team all the time if they listen to me, that you have to do it every day. That is the biggest thing I noticed in my change when I started, and I was like, kind of in and out for 3 months. And then when I changed to every day, I was hitting Success Club every month. My income jumped like by 100%. It changes everything. You just have to do it for a long, you just have to do it for the time. That's the biggest thing is time. You have to be patient, just like they stressed at Summit. Our biggest thing is not having enough patience. So that was really good. And I also tell my team all the time, if you wanted to open up your own business, if you wanted to open up a Starbucks, you would be paying out the yin yang to start it, and you would be there from morning till night. You would not be making, I hear people say, well, this doesn't pay my bills yet. It's not going to pay your bills if you're not working it, A Starbucks doesn't pay your bills right away either. You have to put in a lot of time to run a business. And so you just have to put in the time. Okay, who's got some questions for Michelle? I know I want to ask you, when do you fit in all your activities? Do you do it all in the morning, all at night, all throughout the day? How do you do it?
Okay, I'm all over the place. I'll be honest. I try to do my power hour, which I set time in the morning so I can do it, but I'm still working throughout the day. So, when I'm dropping the kids off at school, I sit and wait for all the traffic to leave because I think it's silly just to fight all the traffic. So I'll sit in my car and I'll send a message or reply to a message. I just try to fit it in where I can, the nooks and crannies of your day. So that's why this business is doable for anybody. If you really want it, you can find the time. You fit it in the nooks and crannies of your day. So like I said, listening to personal development while you're commuting. It's genius. You kill two birds with one stone. You have to drive anyway. So listening to it helps save time, right? So yeah, I just fit it in where I can, 100%. And I try to do as much as I can because right now I really want to build. I really want to help my team see more success and also see more for myself as well. So I'm really putting in as much effort as I can at the moment.
Anybody have questions?
I don't bite, I promise.
Am I unmuted?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't have a question, but I just want to say Michelle's my success partner. And one of the things that I love about Michelle is that, and I love that her team name is Do It, because that's totally her personality. Like, the thing that I find a lot with women in general, but especially if you are this type of woman, you end up attracting more of these type of women or people on your team, is that you overthink. You're always worried about, did I say the right? And it's not that you don't want to, of course, you can't just throw words up on Facebook and say, okay, well, I did my posts. You do want to be thoughtful, but I think sometimes we overthink and we get paralyzed by the analysis paralysis. Like you get paralyzed by overthinking things. And the thing I love so much about Michelle is that she doesn't do that. It's not that she doesn't sometimes overthink or maybe, should I do this or should I do that? But at the same time of analyzing, she also takes action. And I think that is way more important than, having all the answers right or doing all the research to see, well, what did this coach do that worked for them? Not that you shouldn't do your due diligence, but at the same time, you can't wait to take action while you're trying to figure out what to do. And I think Carl Deckler was saying something about that on who knows what call or whatever, but he said, there's only so many times you can organize your desk before you start working. You've got your pencils here and you got your paper here and you got your computer and you got this, and it's like you're all set up, and then you just keep like moving the stapler and you keep doing this. Like, maybe I need to put the pencil on this side, maybe it'll be more comfortable, and it's like, just do it. And Michelle is definitely, she's helped me grow a lot in that area too, because I'm definitely an overthinker. And I see her, she's got her kids, she ain't got time for all that. Mm-hmm. So she's like, okay, well, I'm just going to try this. Oh, that sucked. Okay, great. Wonderful. I'll do something different. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciate that, because I feel like you are more productive that way. You can kind of just fix it. And most of the time, the stuff we know as mistakes, nobody else even has a clue. So it's just, I just wanted to add that in, that I know as her coach and as her success partner, that's something that she does every day. She's action oriented. Yeah.
And one thing about that too is, she's right. Like, I'll try something. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to find something else. And I'm going to do something. She's like, wait, what are you doing? Can you explain it to us? I'm like, wait, I don't know if it's working yet. Like, let me figure it out. And then I'll let you know. So I'm not just, sitting around waiting. I'm seeing if something works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to tweak it and I'm going to figure something else out. So I keep tweaking until I find, kind of my magic formula that works for me. And I'm always tweaking. And then one thing also, I do have a lot on my plate, but one thing we were talking about at the beginning of the call, I also took on being a room parent at our kids' school, and I volunteer. So, the plate is really huge, and I'm not going to say that I'm perfect. There are times that I melt down or that I have a bad day. I have a freaking pity party. I will cry or whatever I have to do, but I know that I got to pick myself back up, and I can't just wallow in it, So I'm going to have my pity party. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to cry. I'm going to be sad or whatever it is, but, it's time to turn it back on, and it's go time. We got to just do it, When you don't have backup with parenting, like, you just got to do it. You just do it.
Awesome. Anybody else have questions? Time management, any kind of questions? Nobody.
Much. What else did I have that I didn't say?
No, it's so quiet. So what would you tell a new coach that says, or a person you're talking to that you're wanting to be a coach, what would you tell a new coach who says, with the excuse, I don't know how to fit this in my day?
That's a great question. I would basically say anybody can fit it in their day. Just like the whole money excuse that I used earlier, we all have time. We do. But that's one of our standard responses these days. Oh, I'm busy. How are you? Oh, I'm busy. It's just kind of one of those cliche things now, Are we really busy, or are we being intentional with our time? If you're intentional with your time, then you can fit this into your life. You can fit this in. And it depends. What are your goals? What do you see this opportunity as? What could this opportunity bring? And this is one of my points that I didn't bring this, is what's your alternative to this business? For my husband getting laid off and us not knowing what his income was going to be, because we went from a lot of money to we went from a lot to half to zero, all within a matter of 2 years, and he was our sole provider. That's scary. What's my other option? He got a job, but he still wasn't making what he used to make. So what's my other option? Go get a full-time job? I have 4 kids. Healthcare is going to be super expensive, and I don't want to use it. So, do I want to go out and get a job? Plus, I've been out of the workforce, technically, for a while, which, I didn't touch on that, Desiree. Sorry. So I was a group fitness instructor as well. I taught group fitness for 7 years, and I just recently stepped back, actually right after Summit, if any of you guys were there. The last day of Summit, I was sitting in my hotel room, and I'm like, this is it. Like, I knew I needed to resign for a long time. And if you would have told me 2 years ago that, hey, you're going to quit teaching body pump to be a Beachbody coach, I probably would have laughed in your face. Like, quite honestly, it's insane. But Beachbody just had a place in my life, and over time, it became my priority. And I knew in my heart that I needed to resign from teaching, but it was really hard because that was my identity for so long. So really, you know, going to Summit and hearing all the speakers and just having that experience just really, you know, touched me and made me realize that in order to grow my business, I wanted to spend more time on it. I wanted to not be stressed out getting 4 kids to the gym so I could teach an hour-long class, you know? So I just had to reprioritize. And sometimes, I don't know if you guys are on my Facebook at all, but sometimes things happen in life and we're forced to reprioritize. I got Bell's palsy in June where half my face went paralyzed. And they say it can be caused by stress. So I had way too much on my plate, and I just had to realize what was important to me, what was going to benefit my future and my kids and my family. And for me, teaching wasn't it. So I had to let it go so I could be a full-time coach and really build my business the way I want to.
So awesome. Yeah, that's a great thing to say too. What is your alternative?
Yeah, what is it?
One thing I've just kind of made myself be more blunt with people when we're hearing excuses, because we all have excuses. I had them too when I started, and say something like that, or say, you know, tell me, you know, I ask them what their goals are and they tell me, and then I say, so what are you doing to get there? And, you know, they don't have a response for that because we're normally not doing anything to get there. We're just dreaming about it.
Right.
You know,
we're just wishing it'll show up on our doorstep.
Yeah. So time is going to pass anyway, so you might as well be working towards whatever it is that you want.
Yes.
Yeah, so awesome. Anyone else have a question? No.
Say one more thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just love Michelle so much. I just want to say too that, like, Michelle was approached about this business several times before I asked her about why she's not a coach. And literally, though, I was almost a brand new coach when I reached out to her and I said, why aren't you a coach? You know, that's what I asked her. And it wasn't because I had the perfect, you know, invite and I didn't have the perfect response. I didn't even hardly know anything about the business, but I just asked her the question. And I think it's like a proof to me and to anybody else who overthinks that when the time is right for somebody, the time is right. You don't control that. So if you're not asking, the answer is always no. But if you're asking and you're getting a lot of no's, then it's not the time, or it's not, or you're not the person. And that's okay. You just have to keep asking, because eventually you're going to find the right people at the right time. And you have no control over that. And so Michelle's a perfect example, because she wasn't, you know, sold on Beachbody. She didn't even like Shakeology. She didn't want to get a challenge pack. I mean, she was like, you know, like the worst coach ever, sign up. And, you know, in that way, you know, not in her personality, but you know what I'm saying.
I made up for it.
And now she's like my best coach, you know, so it's like, but the point is that, you know, you can't make assumptions about anything, and you just have to keep asking, because Michelle could have signed up with probably 6-7 other people, and she's just said, I don't know, why am I not a coach? And she decided that she wanted to sign up with me, and I didn't have control over that. I literally only could control the invite. So I think that's important to remember. You know, I remind myself of that too, because a lot of times I'll make assumptions about certain people that I'm like, dang, she would be a really great coach, but she's got all this other stuff going on. And, you know, I still do that, you know, and then I remember, like, you know what, all she can say is no, you know, all she can say is no, I'm good, you know. So anyway, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I said no 4 times. I even could have signed up at the same time as I did with Demetria. I could have signed up with another coach, and my friend would have signed up under me, along with everyone in my group fitness department. But I felt something with Demetria, and I felt loyal to her. And so I feel like you always end up where you're supposed to be. I feel like everything happens for a reason. We have a rock star team, you guys. Danielle McKean, Christina Delgado, Becky Brissett. We have so many resources and such a great team. So I'm really thankful to be a part of this team, really.
Yeah. That's awesome. So thank you, Michelle. You're so awesome. Let me get a picture really quick, because I like to do our pictures. Are y'all ready? You want to smile? Hold on.
Less than a minute.
Okay, cheese. Thank you. Thanks everyone for getting on, and Michelle taking the time time to share with us. It was awesome. Thank you.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.